two trees. There's the 420s.
Your answers belong to me.
Blackboard Simpson. A new one every week. Beautiful Hurricane Rana from Gabriel. And there's the unholy wrestling. You're gonna die, AJ Styles. How does that feel? Oh, yeah.
As always, the nation's #1 pro wrestling alternative. You know it, you love it, hell, so do we, NWA Wildside. Stephen Prazak along with Dan the Dragon Wilson. Boy, what a classic main event. We have a lot of those, don't we? Classic main events. Last week we saw the reunion of Bad Attitude, former NWA World Tag Team Champions, former best friends, and once again, apparently they are best friends. The original chosen one, Rick Michaels, the messiah of the spine buster, David Young, taking on the NWA elite tandem of Iceberg and Rainman. More violence than anybody should have to witness we saw last week. It was one for the books. If you taped it, hang on to it. There's a lot more action coming from those guys in weeks to come. That was last week. This week is something else entirely.
The World Television Championship has been decided to be determined in a best-of-5 contest between Caprice Ice Coleman, the present champion, and the challenger, the Italian monster, Tony Mamaluke. Tonight, you're gonna see the second installment of that great series on this week's edition of Wildside.
NWA presents TNA, total non-stop action, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on pay-per-view.
Now that's what I'm talking about! Great action!
I'm Joey Styles. Vince McMahon and the WWF don't want you to know what I know. I have secret sources inside the WWF locker room and inside the WWF offices. I have all the news that you're not supposed to know. Plus, all the news on your favorite local wrestling promotions. Call the number on your screen now.
You know, Kid Cool, 1 year ago, Wildside ran a piece introducing us to the world where we compared ourselves to all the tops in Wildside. 1 year ago. You know what that means? What? It's time to celebrate. First of all, we got all that Adam Jacobs, the king of laying the lumber.
You know, we lay the lumber all the time.
Yeah, we do. We just built a treehouse last week.
And then you got John Phoenix.
You mean the Slim Jim guy? Eat me! And then you got the NWA Wildside Junior Heavyweight Champion, a man trained by Dean Malenko, Jeremy Lopez. Yeah.
And then you got TNT.
You mean Two No Talents?
Yeah, Powder and Nose really suck.
Yeah, they do. Well, you know, there's one thing all these people have, and that's a top spot in Wildside. But there's one thing they'll never have, and that's the right stuff. So for all my G's at home, I hope you remember and never forget, the G will always stand for good looking.
Here. And introducing the four participants, Brandon P. and Jay Freeze, Future Shock.
And Future Shock, dive-bobbing G-rated, as well as the Rage, going one-on-one Jeremy V. Good heavens. Jeremy V unceremoniously thrown over the top rope. And Jay Freeze and Derek Driver, oh, good heavens. And just
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, Future Shock.
Just like that, Future Shock puts themselves in a future tag team contention situation. And G-Rated and the Rage didn't even get an opportunity to even participate, as Future Shock pretty much cleaned house from the get-go. Oh my goodness, hang tough here. It's the Outlaws, Big Henry Haas and John Dalton, claiming week after week of a lack of competition. But yet they constantly come running out here and destroying everybody in their path. And frankly, these tag teams are not even in their path. The Outlaws and the, oh my God, charging lariat from Big Henry Haas. Oh, whoa. Scott Cage takes a header over that top rope. Ditto that Pittman. Oh, lands hip first. That's not good news at all. And Henry Haas and John Dalton standing in the ring. I don't know about how proud this is exactly. Running over every tag team inside the Outlaws.
It's like we said 2 weeks ago. We're tired of wrestling, 5-foot, 90-pounders. We want competition. We want it now.
The call for competition, unfortunately for the team of the Outlaws, is about to yield some very dangerous consequences. My friends, the return to NWA Wildside, what appears to be Rusty Riddle and Sean Royal, total destruction. Returning after quite a long absence. The competition the Outlaws won. Rusty Riddle and Sean Royal here with beverages. Scott Cage the most youngest drinking. It's cool, still observing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rusty Riddle and Sean Royal, total destruction.
Rusty Riddle and the high-tech redneck, Sean Royal. I'm sure are getting tired of hearing about the Outlaws' constant claim about lack of competition. And perhaps this evening, the Outlaws' wish of competition will be met up. Or maybe Total Destruction is going to offer them a beverage. And the beverage would be ginger soda. Oh, there. An offer of a beer, and it's dissolving into fisticuffs and chops. Sean Royal and John Dalton. Whoa, belly to belly. And Rusty Riddle having it out with Big Hank Haas. I believe the Outlaws have finally found somebody as big as they are. And in many ways, just as nasty. And if you know where I'm coming from on this, they're feeling no pain at the moment. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Hank Haas and Rusty Riddle, John Dalton with Sean Royal, a do-si-do and a meeting head up of the Outlaws. A lariat from Rusty Riddle sends Hank Haas down. John Dalton has just disappeared entirely.
Scoot Andrews, Michael Shane, se metieron donde no se pueden meter.
Michael Shane, Scoot Andrews, you made a challenge to the SAT. If you guys beat us, you take our spot at getting the tag team titles. Well, guess what, boys? We proved you wrong. Next week, the Briscoe brothers, TNT, the Lost Boys, we're coming for those titles. So you know what? Tell them, Red.
And Slim J, I heard you're the best high flyer in NWA. But guess what? I'm here, and the difference between me and you is that you're trying to make a name, and I already made my name.
And you know what?
Expect the unexpected.
Get that straight, desgraciado!
NWA presents TNA, total non-stop action, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on pay-per-view.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Great action.
Slim
Amazing Red, the man AJ Styles, called the new Rey Mysterio Jr. Slim J, a man making his reputation as an insane acrobat with a bad attitude and a hell of a lot of wrestling ability. Already causing controversy. Hell, he almost got us pulled off the air in Roanoke, Virginia. Side headlock applied. There by the Amazing Red. Drop toe hold by Red, float over into a front chancery. Red is hanging on. The winner of this matchup will become the #1 contender to Jeremy Lopez's Wildside Junior Heavyweight title, a slot that Slim J has already occupied once, and he got defeated by Jeremy Lopez due to crookery and a handful of tights by Lopez. Kip up by Red, wrist lock there, on to Slim J.
Slim J wants his opportunity at a Lopez again, but it's got a tall order indeed, and that's not a size joke, with Amazing Red here this evening on NWA Wildside. Best of luck, Slim.
Leg sweep takedown. Red goes for a lateral press. Slim J kicks up. Slim J goes for a leg sweep. Red misses. Slim J misses. A leg sweep there. Arm drag takeover by Red. Arm drag takeover by Slim J. Duck of a clothesline by Slim. Slim J. Hip toss counter. Red lands on his feet. Both men go for a drop kick. And both men stare off eye to eye.
And a new level of respect shown by both Slim J and the Amazing Red, and I don't believe Slim J has ever shown respect to anybody ever in his life.
Amazing Red extending the hand for respect. Is Slim J going to give it to him? Is Slim J going to give the respect back that he's been earning?
Yeah, he's going to give it to him.
I don't think so. Counter by Red into a waist lock. Red lands on his feet there, back flip, leapfrog by left, Red counter, up and over goes Slim J, dug for clothesline is Slim J. And Red sends Slim J to the top rope, over the top rope under the apron. Baseball slide taking out the shins of Slim J.
And Slim J hits face first, right on that ring apron. And he's in a wobbly street. And here comes Red.
Good grief! Tope con hilo by the Amazing Red.
And with that speed, when was the last time we saw Tope con hilo done at 15 miles an hour?
Red is unbelievable. He's already been appearing on NWA TNA and has been a very, very formidable contender in the X division, having an amazing breakout matchup with Low Key. And now here he is in Wildside, continuing in the ranks of the NWA, competing against Slim J. And Slim J, a man, frankly, that the X division is afraid of. They don't want this troublemaker anywhere near pay-per-view.
But Slim J just might be too big to pull that one off. What a feather in the cap. Maybe we should get Bill Behrens to do some lobbying on Slim J's behalf at TNA. Huh?
Slim J lands on his feet there. Leg sweep taped down by Red. He was going for the Red Star press, but Slim J had been studying his tapes. Quick the counter. Slim J misses a running corkscrew splash. And Red now back on the offensive. Irish whip by the Amazing Red. Reversal by Slim J. Slim J goes for a hip toss. Nagesateru. Red counters that with an arm drag. Lucha Libre at its finest. Leg lariat by the Amazing Red.
And once again, the winner of this match is #1 contender for Jeremy Lopez's Wildside Junior Heavyweight Championship. And frankly, a matchup between the Amazing Red and Lopez is an interesting one indeed.
Very much the same matchup in terms of strategy as Slim J versus Lopez. It's a little bit more of a respectful competitor. Play by the rules a little bit more than Slim J. But nevertheless, either man could take the Junior Heavyweight title from Lopez at any given second. Reversal. Red goes hard into the corner. Slim J charges in. Boot to the face by Red. The Amazing Red on the second rope. Goes for a sunset flip. Slim J counters. 3-6 Mafia kick.
Perfectly executed, but Slim landed on his side, which has faced more than its share of punishment. Slim J on top of Red for a pin attempt. Only a 2 count.
Big punch by Slim J.
I'll tell you, this match in this very edition of NWA Wildside is one that a lot of people have been looking forward to for quite a number of weeks, and we're real proud here at Wildside to bring it to you.
Two count only by Slim Nightmare takeover.
Ooh!
He stepped on his shoulder and he kicked him right in the back of the head. You can call it a version of the Shining Wizard. I call it a boot to the back of the head.
I vote for the boot to the back of the head, too. It's unanimous.
Slim J again with those punches. For a high flyer, he's got some of the most devastating punches in the game. Red lands on the apron. Punch of his own to the face of Slim J. On the second turnbuckle is Red. Good grief. I don't even know what to call that.
I would call that part a pin attempt by the Amazing Red. Not enough to pin down the shoulders of Slim J for that elusive, oh so elusive 3 count.
Like a tornado flatline. I've never seen that in my life.
Amazing Red has been known to reinvent himself for every match he participates in.
Reversal by Slim J. Red comes up and over and lands on his feet. Slim J catches him with a mule kick right to the goods. Slim J hooks Red. He's got him up. Swinging Fisherman's Buster by Slim J.
And Slim slowly making his way over for a pin attempt. We think, yes.
What arrogance by Slim J. And not only did he not hook the leg, he barely used the hand to cover the Amazing Red.
I don't know if it's arrogance or maybe he's just completely beat to the firepower of the Amazing Red here this evening. A lot more than Slim J encountered. Ooh!
What a brain buster by Slim J. Two count only.
Slim thought for sure he had that, the shoulders down for a 3 count. Speedy Nelson says otherwise.
Slim J lifting the Amazing Red to his feet, and he's calling for the anger management. He is calling for the anger management. But the Amazing Red countering him here. Reverse Hurricane Rana by Red.
That could have been dangerous for all the participants in this one.
Lateral press by Red. And Slim J kicks out.
The crowd is watching in hushed silence at the arsenal being shown by both these competitors here this evening.
There's the Red Star press. And Slim J kicks out.
I think that may be a first, Dan.
Unbelievable shooting star press without even taking any forward running for momentum.
Shows you the nimble firepower of the Amazing Red.
Irish whip into the far corner. Here comes Red, forearm shot to the mouth. Amazing Red Nagi saw Teru. Slim J counters him. Victoria driver. That could be all she wrote for Red.
I think so. No!
The Amazing Red kicks out.
Amazing indeed.
The effort on behalf of this young man from Brooklyn, New York, 20 years of age. Right hand by Slim J and another. Look at it, taking it to Red. Irish whip. Spinning heel kick by Slim J.
And Slim, for the first time in this match, is moving really slowly. Oh, and an unashamed shot to the cods, courtesy of the fist of Slim J.
2 count only.
For many people, Slim J was one of the highlights of Freedom Fight 2002, available on Wildside home video.
Slim J going for anger management. Red counters.
Oh!
2 kicks, 1 to the back of the head that sent Red over.
With such force, it actually flipped the Amazing Red in the process. Slim J on top for the pin attempt. That's got to be it. No!
What a matchup here for the #1 contendership, Steven.
Slim J and the Amazing Red duking it out. I don't know what these guys have left.
Scoop and a slam. Slim J going up top here. He could be going for the 420 splash. No, he's calling for Red to get up.
Oh! And the second that Slim J landed on his feet, he met by a kick to the ear, courtesy Amazing Red.
Red going for the infrared, but nobody home. And Slim J's got him up on his shoulder. He's got the Amazing Red. Anger management.
Incredible.
What a matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match and #1 contender to the Wildside Junior Heavyweight title, Slim J.
What is next for the Italian Monster?
What is next? What are you, a moron? It's victory. Do the math, pal. When I win 3 matches, I will be the World Television Champion. And as my shirt says, I am the best of the best. Caprice Coleman, as I said before, in the lineage of Nikita Koloff and Tully Blanchard, that world title means more to me than you'll ever know. Because I'm from the old school, and I understand tradition. And what you have done, like so many in the past, has unleashed the Italian monster. But this time it's a little different. Because not only am I going to destroy you, I'm going to break you down. I'm going to take your belt. I am going to be the World Television Champion. That, my friend, is what's next.
Uh-oh. Behind him, over here, Lazarus just blocked Onyx from behind. Lazarus, it's all business. The fun-loving, lap-dancing man of yore is long since gone. Thunderous shots from Lazarus onto the man with the most devastating torso in all pro wrestling, Onyx.
The metamorphosis of Lazarus is a textbook all its own. Now this preen narcissistic big with this deadly beauty at ringside, who seems to be an attention hog herself and getting Lazarus into a little bit of trouble in the backstage area, as we saw earlier, picking his fights for him. He's got history with Onyx. These two went at it for the Wildside Junior Heavyweight Championship.
And
both of them were junior heavyweights.
Yeah, that's true. Big slap from Niza, which I'm sure probably gets more of Onyx's goat than even a thunderous chop from Lazarus does.
Reversal there. Big clothesline by the genetic powerhouse.
Onyx proving nearly unstoppable here with a flurry of offensive moves on Lazarus. Lazarus able to get his shoulder up in nick of time. I'll tell you that Niza, I mean, frankly, there are so few women backstage at the Wildside dressing room because we're, of course, the He-Man Woman Haters Club here at Wildside, of course. So the rare times that women do come by, inevitably they're going to stir up some trouble.
Well, they always seem to. Overhead belly-to-belly suplex by Lazarus.
Some trash talking courtesy of Niza. Big kick onto Onyx. Lazarus and Onyx are two of the Wildside mainstays for quite some time. And I'm sure there's the last thing that either one would have thought this time a year ago, that they would be facing each other under these circumstances.
Snap suplex by Lazarus.
Lazarus fully expected a 3 count there. You're not going to get it quite so easily with a powerhouse known as Onyx. Blatant fist to the face. Looks like Lazarus setting Onyx up for more abuse from Niza. Oh, that's just a little ginger little slap to the face. And now, plain and simple choke. Well, referee's back is turned. Things are not going Onyx's way at all here this evening on Wildside.
Well, Nisa getting liberally involved in this matchup here against Onyx. Big right hand by Lazarus.
Looks like so far Nisa during this match has definitely been, or present here, has been the favor of Lazarus, whereas weeks before, a major distraction. Oh dear. Face first into the middle of that mat. What kind of pin attempt is that? Not a very good one, apparently.
Look at this egomaniac here in the ring, flexing and posing over Onyx. You really got to be full of yourself when you think your physique can outmatch Onyx any day of the week. I don't care who you are.
Hey, Lazarus is pretty well put together himself. But if you're going to mess up with power, Onyx is not the man you want to do it with. Case in point.
Nib up out of the corner by Lazarus. Roll through. Onyx rolls on through, lands on his feet, standing switch, waist lock. Elbow to the back of the head. Side of the head, rather. Onyx takes a face full of turnbuckle. Release German suplex.
And look who's traipsing up to the ring apron. And Speedy Nelson wants Nisa downstairs now. However, Speedy Nelson's been deceived before by women at ringside, so he's probably
I think that's the first time Speedy Nelson's seen anything over a C-cup up close.
That's very nice. However, Speedy's missing a pin attempt by Onyx, thanks to Nisa.
Whether or not that's a natural C-cup or D-cup or whatever the hell it is. And we'll debate about that.
That was the biggest cup since Big Business Brown. Good heavens. Pair of miscommunications there. And Lazarus and Nisa now sharing some harsh words. And a little bit of a slap to the face of Lazarus.
And there's the blackout by Onyx. And Onyx is your winner. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Onyx.
Finally, in 1 week's time, we are getting our rightful shot at the tag team titles. And there is no way we can lose. After all, we're from the academy. We were trained to win. It's expected! So it doesn't matter who else is in this match. Lost Boys, we know. You've got the SATs and the Briscoes. Yeah, you guys are dream teams up north. In fact, it was up north in CZW that you first made your names. Well, you know what? In a couple weeks, we're coming up to CZW. And we are coming up the newly crowned Tag Team Champions.
Now, the belt is not on the line here this evening. It is a best-of-5 series. And Tony Mamaluke requesting the microphone. This should be a treat. Note the subtext.
Coleman! Coleman! Right here. Meet me face to face like a man. You see, in the tradition of Nikita Koloff and Magnum TA, the NWA has decided to put us in a best-of-5 situation. And I tip my hat to you. Beat me 1, 2, 3 right in the center. But tonight, Caprice Coleman, you will feel the wrath of the Italian monster. Calm down.
Apparently the wrath of the Italian monster is not particularly too ominous in the eyes of one Caprice Coleman, the world TV champ. Caprice Coleman, easily one of the most colorful and animated athletes to walk down any aisle in any professional wrestling arena, and we got him here at Wildside. Actually, in many ways, he's my favorite Wildside athlete. Coleman, a man of many gifts, but then again, so is Mamaluke.
Caprice Coleman and Tony Mamaluke in their first encounter. Caprice Coleman hit the thermal shock and pinned Mamaluke. 1, 2, 3. This is the second matchup in the best-of-5 series, a series in which I'm sure we're going to see some tremendous wrestling. We've already seen some tremendous wrestling. Hammerlock, there by Caprice Coleman, the world's television champion. one of the most complete total packages in pro wrestling today, and one of the most underrated athletes in all the industry, in my humble opinion.
That he is. A lot of people underestimate Caprice Coleman. Ooh, a bit of a duet there. Boy, looks like they were channeling Rick Rude.
Caprice Coleman with a love tap onto Tony Mamaluke.
I don't see the love. I don't see the tap.
Best of 5 series action here. Match number 2.
Now again, the belt is not on the line in this match. A best of 5 series. And Mamaluke would like nothing more than at the end of this match to even things up.
Well, if Mamaluke falls behind 2 falls, Coleman's going to be 1 fall away from coming out the winner in the series. And Caprice Coleman with a little Bugs Bunny action.
Wah, 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 wah.
Or Three Stooges, mimicking Tony Mamaluke here. And it's really getting under the skin of Tony Mamaluke.
And Mamaluke needs to have a really clear head for this matchup. I mean, he's on the short end of the stick when it comes to the numbers. I mean, he's always confident. That's beside the point. But don't take Caprice Coleman very lightly. Last time that happened, he lost the match.
Shoulder tackle, leapfrog by Caprice Coleman. Mamaluke comes back, kick to the midsection, Irish whip. Coleman comes off, up and over. Leapfrog by Mamaluke. Caprice Coleman springboard. Acai moonsault. Mamaluke went for the drop down and tried to counter. And a senton for good measure.
Caprice Coleman is oh so good. And I believe Tony Mamaluke is quite aware of everything that Caprice Coleman brings to the dance. Speaking of dance.
Gorilla in Cornelia.
Doesn't look like Mamaluke is too thrilled.
Oh, drop toe hold. Sending Coleman thrown first onto the bottom rope.
An unusual counter.
And look at that Sicilian slice leg drop over the top of the head of Caprice Coleman, doing more significant damage to the larynx. Cobra clutch. Cobra clutch, the Shinanomaki.
Hoping for a concession out of Caprice Coleman. Coleman makes the ropes in time. I don't believe in Caprice Coleman's relatively short wrestling career he's ever conceded. I could be wrong.
Not to my knowledge. Certainly not by my records. Shinanomaki counter by Caprice Coleman into a side Russian leg sweep, beautifully executed by your World Television Champion. 2 count only. Mamaluke manages to roll the shoulder.
I love the professional wrestler circa 2002's propensity for combining moves to the point that it seems like a little package of moves that leaves his opponents somewhat bewildered. That's what Coleman is doing to Tony Mamaluke here this evening. And as soon as I say that, Mamaluke comes back with a counter.
Combo of his own jawbreaker, pair of knees, and a neck breaker by Tony Mamaluke. And it was highly effective.
Crowd is chanting the name of Ice, the nickname of Caprice Coleman, who is the Wildside World Television Champ. And Tony Mamaluke wants none of it.
A high-angle back suplex by Tony Mamaluke. And Coleman lands square in his head, rolling cradle by Mamaluke, but Coleman kicks out.
The look on Mamaluke's face, figuring that surely he would have been able to have pinned or have made Caprice Coleman concede at this point in the match. I think Mamaluke should be much smarter than that. With his track record, the places he's been, the places he's wrestled, as one half of the ECW World Tag Team Champions, frankly, he should be aware of such things.
Coleman ducks the boot. T-Town trauma. Tony Mamaluke kicks out. Mamaluke lands on his feet, German suplex.
Truly a dead heat this week between Caprice Coleman and Tony Mamaluke. A best-of-5 series. Caprice Coleman is up 1-0.
Northern Lights suplex by the World Television Champion. And he rolls through with a Northern Lights again. Coleman rolls through a third time. Well, Mamaluke counters, knees, double underhook, DDT.
Oh my God, Coleman landed right on his head. Oh, good Lord.
And Coleman, he may be passing out here. He may be passing out. Tony Mamaluke has him cinched in his sugar hold, and coming from the Malenko dojo, if a Malenko student locks a sugar hold on you, it could be over. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of match number 2 in the Best of 5 World Television Championship Series, Tony Mamaluke. It is now even at 1 fall apiece.
No, Mamaluke, you don't get the World TV Championship belt. Well, he puts it back on Caprice Coleman, but Coleman realizes he had a major fight in his hands here this evening. And if he ever thought that Tony Mamaluke was not here to do some serious business, he's quite well aware of that now.
Big win for Tony Mamaluke. And again, the submission training. Tony Mamaluke got the sugar hold. He got it cinched and fingers locked. Coleman had nowhere to go. He could not reach the ropes. Tremendous effort by the World Television Champion, but the experienced veteran Mamaluke is your winner. They are now tied at 1 fall apiece in this Best of 5 series.
Nobody cares that Bad Attitude is reuniting. Bad Attitude is nothing more than Rick Michaels and David Young. And Rick Michaels at Freedom Fight, the Rainman, nearly bled you to death. I know you haven't forgotten about it. And then the next time you got in the ring with the Rainman, he beat you all around the arena like he owns you. You mean nothing, Rick Michaels, with or without David Young. And speaking of David Young, the Iceberg has something to get back, and that's your life, David Young. You see, when you upset the Iceberg at Freedom Fight, after he went through 3 men, and in a lucky fluke, you fell on top of him for the only pinfall this man has ever suffered. Well, David Young, the next time the Iceberg pins you in 1 minute, well, that doesn't mean a damn thing. He doesn't care about pinning you, David Young. He cares about draining every drop of blood out of your body. And whether it's tonight, whether it's at your house, or when you've got your kid down at McDonald's, sooner or later, David Young, the Iceberg is gonna get you. And when he does, nothing and no one is gonna be able to save you.